Welcome back to another episode of JK Philly. Today we are just giving another update, Sixers news offseason. Not too much to talk about, of course. Obviously, the offseason of the Sixers not really doing anything because we're kind of salary constraint, with all the players and all the money that we have on the books. I just wanted to mention one thing that has been flying around for, the very lack of information that we have in the offseason for the Sixers is so many clips and posts and this stupid video that keeps going around of Maxey standing on a bench next to Jamal Murray, and people just are saying that Maxey got taller and he's got a late growth spurt. I just want to read. I'm not hating on anything anybody is saying, regardless if this is true or not. Tankadelphia, obviously, we had him on the channel. I like to look at a lot of his posts. So Tankadelphia basically said, there are rumors that Tyrese Maxey has had a growth spurt this summer, which is possible for men well into their 20s, and it happened with Jason Tatum and probably Durant. Maxey has been listed as 6'2" his whole career, but multiple pictures with him next to other NBA players, he seems taller. And then the picture I'm going to put up on the screen, it's the picture that he had when he was training with LeBron. LeBron 6'9". I don't know what that says about him. Obviously, there's been like a Jamal Murray. Obviously, I think that was more of a just like he was obviously on a bench if you watch that clip. What do you think about it? I know it's dumb if you don't believe in it or if it's not true at all, but what do you think?
Hey, man, all the ridiculous hope and optimism we have to have as Sixers fans over the course of the Embiid era. Throwing my eggs in the basket of Tyrese Maxey growing to 6'6", 6'7" this offseason.
Oh my
Why not?
god. Yeah, I know. It's funny because I saw the clip. I think it was on the Sixers Instagram page or something like that, and they were singing "Happy Birthday" to VJ and somebody else, or maybe it was just
Mhm.
VJ. But they were singing "Happy Birthday" to him, and they're all in like their practice gear and stuff like that. And you see Maxey looks the exact same. He just
He
looks
is
the
that.
same next to Justin Edwards. He looks the same next to everybody that was basically in that clip of like what you think he looks like is exactly how he looked like next to people. But it's funny, man. I get it. I would love it too. Sixers delusion. We don't have anything else to really be banking on other than these injuries to not happen. So yeah, F it.
Yeah.
Let's get Maxi to 6'5",
But
man.
hey, man, 6'5". Why stop there? Get him to 6'8".
Yeah, yeah, I know.
6 Maxey. I'm a lot less worried about Embiid now. Let's go.
I know. Yeah, then we can then the what's it called? Then the stupid people talking about let's form a team around Maxi might make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, they might be right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 6 next year. I'm down to trade everybody.
There was a post, I guess, by Brett Siegel, Tankadelphia. I just saw it on his page, so I thought we might as well just talk about it. Word around the league is that the status of Joel Embiid's knee is, quote, bad, end quote. And Paul George is expected to miss the start of the Sixers training camp. Obviously, we're well aware of this. But just speaking outside of just that statement alone, like, how do you feel going into training camp, going into the beginning of the season, preseason? Do you have higher expectations for next year? Like it's gonna be better than what last beginning of the season was, or how do you think it's gonna go?
I think it's going to go bad. This is not unexpected news, but you were hoping, it's that time of the year. You get excited about your team, so you let a little false optimism into your head cuz what funds the season if you're just going to go into it every year hating your basketball team and having no expectations. So, I try to be positive.
Hmm.
We knew this was a possibility, but even with that being said, I'm sure bad's an understatement.
Yeah, yeah,
I can only imagine what condition that knee's in right now. I've always said it's amazing the man is still playing basketball. I know he has millions of dollars on the table. So, of course, even if he wanted to retire, he'd be stupid too.
hmm,
But at this point, that man's knee is just pulled pork and it's hanging onto the bone. And I doubt, I think years of Embiid are behind us. And I already knew that. But like things like this just confirm it and make it more sad and more reality. And as far as Paul George,
hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't. It's hard for me to care.
Yeah,
Um, as a human being, I don't wish anything bad on the man. You know, I want him to be healthy, and I don't wish anything bad on Paul George. But I watched this guy play his entire career. I grew up watching him. That's not the man the Sixers have on the court anymore. It's not the man we're giving an ungodly amount of money to for the next three more years? Was it a 4 or 5 year deal?
It's 4. We got 3 more with him.
3 years, and I don't know. There's not much to say. I'm not surprised, but hearing it still makes it sad because you're holding out that little bit of hope that they're like, Embiid's knee is better than expected.
Right.
But we knew that wasn't coming.
No, I think maybe like a year, like last season, if not 2 years ago, that would have been a thought in my mind of like, it could be a possibility. We don't know. But even the games that he did play, like I've been posting a bunch of stuff on our Instagram and our YouTube of just like old Embiid clips. And I'm like, I can't genuinely convince myself that I'm ever going to see Embiid play like this. Like even how he was playing last year was just like, he would, you know, like go to work off of his pivot foot, and every like step I'm like, oh, hold on. Like just ready to pop something, ready to fall over. Anytime he go up for a dunk or, you know, just body somebody in the paint and go up and then come back down kind of hard, I'm like, oh, wait. So that's like literally how I'm watching him now. And Paul George, obviously, of the conversations around, you know, him injuring himself previously again during a workout, you know, it's no fault to him. We talk a lot of bad stuff about Paul George. You know, when it comes to injuries are its own thing, but it's just like, how are you managing them, which is bothering me. Like, what are you doing on your off time to get back to a level that's bothering me? Your statements are bothering me. Like, I get injuries happen. You're an older guy in this NBA, and when it comes to that, it's hard to get over. And it even makes me more mad of, like, even earlier last season, how we were talking about, like, why is it, just picking a random month, like why is it January and Embiid still has no confirmation of getting that surgery done? Or like, why have we not sat him for the rest of the season? I think they waited till March to do that, like to pull the trigger, February. Obviously he wasn't going to be ready. It's a whole knee reconstruction surgery, whatever he had to do. Like that's ridiculous to think he's going to be good by September, October.
Yeah, I know. And the thing with Embiid, man, it'd be so much easier for me to just like give up and be like, it's all over. And like them 3 games last year before his body just went, all right, that's all we got in us, big fella. Yeah. It's like, yo, guy came back and had a triple double, had 2 other really good games, and it's like, damn, why did you give me that? Like, I can still see it. It may not be 100%, you know, 30 points per game there, but it's still there. And he came back and gave us those couple games, and it's the one thing that like gives me that false little bit of hope, because I'm like, man, I know it's still there. The knee's just not there.
I think it's definitely there. And even people that aren't as great as Embiid, obviously, that get hurt and come back, you see their decline, and it's like, how well can you adjust to this new version of yourself? And I think that's really what's going to tell us this year, because Embiid's going to have to play a completely different way. Like I was just saying, we're not getting that same Embiid. Like, we're done with that guy. It's a new Embiid, a new type of energy, a new type of, you know, scheme that people have to go up against this time. Like, maybe he's just like a shooting big, and you know he's not going to be in there to get rebounds. Like, maybe it's just that. And, you know, it's pick and pop. It's a lot of just shooting his mid-range like he always does anyway. But, you know, like trying to drive to the rim, that's chalked. Pick and roll, that's chalked. So, like, maybe the pressure isn't really going to help us as much next year, but we'll see how he turns his body into that, because I think that was what the problem was, I guess you could say, last season when he did come back for some of those games. It's like, you're trying to play like how you always do, but that's not you anymore. And it's sad to come to that reality, but you got to figure it out so that you can be healthy enough to at least get us somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, it's sad because it's not old age sapping the ability from him. It's injuries. Like, he's obviously getting older, but he's a physical specimen. He's an insane athlete. He's a freak, but it's not like he relies on his athleticism to like score. Like, you know, he's backing dudes down in the post. So that's something I could see him being able to do as he got older. But like I said, with them knees, man, it's hard for me to expect anything from the guy. I feel bad for him. That article that came out like a month ago where the dude did that was so sad to read. It was hard to read that. And it confirmed what I already knew. Like, this is a man who's put his body on the line for the Sixers and played through some stuff that you wouldn't get me to play through. And I love the Sixers. I wasn't playing. My face drooping to the side. I'm not playing basketball. So
yeah,
that article broke my heart, man. And it sucks that it's ending like this. Not to say it's completely over, but we're starting to sunset the Embiid era because there's no other way around his knee.
All right, yeah. We'll continuously try to update as much as we can. As much as Sixers fans get the news of what's going on with Paul George and Embiid. I would say that if you guys are new to the channel or if you're consistently watching with us and you may be like just getting into the Sixers, I don't know why this would be the year to get into the Sixers, but if you are, however, or if you're just getting big into Sixers media and you're following us along, just assume they're not going to be ready. Just assume it's going to be like a little bit after where they're actually going to come into, just to be on the hopeful side. If you just want to be like completely like, I don't even know if Embiid's going to play next year, I can't even fault you for that as well. But yeah, well, that's all we had. Obviously, very little Sixers knowledge and news going around, so we'll just try to keep the channel as fresh as we can. Obviously, I don't like to go long periods of time without uploading anything. But yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys for watching another episode of JK Philly. Make sure you stay tuned by subscribing to the channel.